What's up guys, it's Widgeon TV here. Today we're going to be going in depth with explosive rounds. I'm going to be talking about three things in this video. I'm going to be talking about the damage characteristics, the splash damage profile, and some personal opinions I have about the perk. So I'm going to start this video with a commonly overlooked but still very important part of this perk, and that is the damage multiplier. Now I'm going to be showing you some testing, and in the testing I strictly used two different scout rifles for all the testing. Those rifles are a Tread Upon Stars with explosive rounds, and a Tread Upon Stars with the exact same impact. And for the duration of the video, the explosive rounds will be on the right and the regular will be on the left. So if you've never used a gun with explosive rounds before, you probably don't know that there's a noticeable increase in the amount of damage done to certain enemy types. So if you shoot a mob in the head, the explosion will actually affect the body as well, giving you the extra damage. It's kinda complicated, but I hope you get the gist in the testing. Alright, let's jump into it. So the first thing that I tested on was a level 3 captain with a shield. So right at the start here, it's really easy to tell that explosive rounds do an extra 50% damage to shields. It's basically, for every 2 shots you shoot, it's actually like you're shooting 3. I think that's rather substantial. So I was curious to see if this was true across all races and levels. And what do you know? Look at that, another 50% extra damage. So next up are body shots. So I was definitely expecting a different result this time, but nope. The same thing. And just to let you know, I tested this across several different races and several different kinds of enemies. It's true all the time. So the plot definitely thickens when you start hitting precision shots. I took a stroll over to the echo chamber to test this one out, and looky there, at 5.2%, explosive rounds definitely aren't as potent as they were with body shots and shields, but that's definitely a difference still. Next up, I got some precision shots on a level 7 knight, and bam, look at that. With a 17.2% jump in damage, another substantial win for explosive rounds. Now, I did a lot of testing for this video. There was only one time that I got less damage for the explosive rounds, and that was in the Bond Brothers strike, with negative 4.2% precision damage. I can't really explain this one, it only happened once, but I figured I'd put it in the video. Next up, I tested some explosive rounds on tanks, and this one was kinda weird. It was only +1 damage for both the Cabal tank and the Fallen tank. But there was definitely something fishy going on with the explosive rounds. And instead of telling you, I'll just show you. Watch this. Boom, did you see it? Just about every 3rd or 4th shot, you'll get a huge buff in your damage. You'll end up doing between 50 to 25% extra damage when this happens. I don't really know what causes it, but it's really nice to see anyway. And again, this happens for both the Cabal tanks and the Fallen tanks. I think it's pretty cool. So I think I've proved in my testing that explosive rounds are a force to be reckoned with in PvE situations. Next up, we're going to be jumping into some PvP testing. First up, we're going to be testing the precision damage. Now this was actually pretty easy to find out. It was just +1 damage, which honestly can be the difference between a gun battle. So it's up to you if it's worth it or not. And then again with body shots, it's just +1 damage. Now I was kind of surprised that I ended up finding the area of effect damage quite useful in the Crucible. It kind of let you shoot around corners. It was pretty nice for killing those pesky little snipers that hide around corners. So the area of effect damage is really what this perk advertises. On each shot there will be an explosion and a percent of the damage will be spread out in an area of effect. So again, I did a lot of testing with this. So I found out that the most damage you can get from the blast is 50% of a normal body shot. And then it will decrease from the center of the explosion linearly down to 0. And the distance is, in my opinion, about 1 meter. Now I've read that it's about 2 meters, but honestly I think it's more like 1. Now this works absolutely great for killing Thrall and other bunched up mobs. I mean, you can sweep house with explosive rounds, almost as well as you can do with a rocket launcher. It's pretty great sometimes. So if you're as amazed with all this information as I was, you're probably wanting to run out and buy a new scout rifle with explosive rounds. And I get that. So right now there's only one place to buy a scout rifle with explosive rounds, and that is the Vanguard Quartermaster. He is selling a scout rifle called Not Like the Others. It has explosive rounds and actually has some pretty good perks on it too. I think the scout rifle is amazing. Or you can wait for one to drop, like I did. I got a Tread Upon Stars with explosive rounds. I love it. Honestly, I think explosive rounds is one of the best perks in the game, and I think you need to go out right now and pick up Not Like the Others, because it is a great scout rifle. And if you get any gun with explosive rounds on it, keep it, upgrade it, use it. It's a great gun now. Alright, so that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching this in-depth video. I look forward to making more of these. It was really fun to make, but it took me a long time, so I'd appreciate if you left a like and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, guys.